you who watch a kakra.
I am correct. Unfodo so yenina.
Yeah, me metimi hu. Say mo campaign hon komo kra de same e ukuni ya babidi ba say for momo side ni bibi ekoyi.
Patiegu. Pati dodo na egu.
Pati dodo na egu.
Asupan so nchira 70. Say the minian si etna achire mo. Yeah. Obi a open okre. No opo man nkoso ene nko animu die. No kre ni obeji atom. Edru baby a esebo so ba na meja paye. Sure. Si baby o na senchire mu bi o se me de kamani ane de ho ameye.
O de beka ho.
Ente sa de a ensem no doso. Nti wa fa ne fa bie no.
Na so wa fa fa aka no.
Etani teshia ni nya tata na yesi akoyi ni. Yes.
Yes, but issue say the go mani minim de opese o de be shase na fa.
Dominic ne de minim. Yes, mo de agu okura de bi kura nyini chemi.
Sa.
Enso ni nyina ye behwe ni aka. Yo, mama nchia tifo.
Sure.
Any ahwefo ene de social media
sure.
Na ye na twedi ampo ase se ene so ye duada FM. O de acheyen. Ama nwumire awia nwumire ye beti asempa. E wa sempa ye.
E wa sempa FM.
Wona o tike ma wo tie e mo mu nyina so yi se nyamefo mo nkodu. Wona wadu fie. Won so so mmia ahodo nyina yirim sa sempa de mo nkura bata no. Emutre ye pa bo nse nyamehwe ye nyina so. Na anwumire ye me de ema ho a se ye mampani abedi a kira se wotu franka e wo son kase ni din mo no wodi nani wodi ano saa ma se no wodi akopie eye north east.
Yes.
Eni nti wodi koduru ho no no dwumadie no nhyehyɛ se ne si hyase na no panini eya no patututu no eye walwale be se ngotwe ono a ni krom eja baby a chechira aboa ho anija no wontimi nko obro fitin ya no e de oye e de beni oni abofra bi di agro oni obi di agro na tipemfo wo mo nyini kire no enti bese no ngotwe no de wodi yesa nchia no e wo montene so enu achi bese no nkron apa ho simaduasa e na ode ko ye ohene a ono so owo ho no na yiri okuhu no efiri on mono na ewo se okohia asofo ewo RCC eye nondu apa ho sima edunum eno so okohwe wo mo anopa no enu achi no enam se na mienu suma fidie na mienu na hwe so okohu na asofo dia eni enuanom nkramufo a hwe kronkron no ekura gitum se yenuanom pa ni wo mo no na so okohu no imams ahodo a mo so ewo ho no enu so okohu wo mo ewo na legu ewo 12 o'clock enu achi eno ne North East Regional House of Chiefs enso san ko hia bi o 2:30 ena enu achi asa na regu SHS okoche laptops be say ya no 9 tem year de koma wo mo enu achi ena Gambaga AstroTurf nso so no ne AstroTurf na yentimi nka MPP achievement obra yanka sports in particular so obeka ya MPP eba abamu bio no na Ghana nyina ye AstroTurf miensa na ye wo Sogakope na ye wo Gomuafete na ye wo Tema na 3 and then na Granko Akufuado any MPP adaroma any Yoruba omia ya ye more than 150 as at the time I make compile my list na 153 say crowd you be ba count to time I updated me AstroTurf nko na say you share the socio cultural and then the psychological aspect e dia boa AstroTurf no kwa me a baby akane na metie ma 7 ubeduru anadwo mrantie nya daje anya hweda kroka e kafofo no omoji omani omudi agro ye tu ye na mu ebe ma godie no kura no time no ebe konanim eno so so akiri kura no eduru programs na ye nuanom nkramofo egu akiri wie me duru ma 7 no mani agese so tiase kane ne ntisa ehun faso a ye di abo mamunya de ketua into ye nadwen se wanya duru we die e wo se won so no eye AstroTurf no no onum ye mu no wo mo ebe ye ho edi aso bofom ansa na youth connect what you say the minua be masamia kunu o kan ho asem no wone maburu no so no ebe hia pa kese ewo youth connect ewo wo mo etan hall no nsia pepepe ansa na anwumre so no nyame eyadom a wasan any party mpanimfo anwumre no nwotwe ene omo akuhia sanse de keka kro nyina no eye party no ene mpanimfo no sere be ya somdwe be benti na obusa me nua samye wuku se officer strategy ayuraba omia wa adopt ya onam eko ankrankra bia ho ne ade ne say ne sitie in political communication, especially in propaganda. You will be a friend that say plain folks appeal. You are appealing to the folks. So what you say? Jesus Christ, Oba, it was his strategy. Unse Yesu Christo na okofom onam pofoso wonam omo ayekuafoso wo furo mepo osane. Sana manyo semuno ensusu esitie. Professor B na Arizona efeno Arizona University friend Cardini or the 8 principles of communication, and one of them no is also borders on this reciprocity. Sendi pano obeno nacha die ba owunu said bia no e need him. So what you say, who identify with the people no e ka hu bi. So what you say, na yeraba omia de no enya de se o petumi nti e ni su ene ne ban obi me no mienu kra tu ayi nuru ba bia yi sabe yenua no ma enyo omfom so nanso yare bi ti se kwata aye wo mo eduru ba bi kura na enwinwi even bible pen so kura mpokura no unim se na omo stigma e de mo mo enso this young man ba omia ever since so ru Ghana mamuo mu no amanyosem mu no every blessed day bia onu omu nhia enintinya says to me a wo penti eye nisu ene ne ban oban nipa owo fom enu bi nti ene ye ni daso a ye mu bi edidi nachi so what you say enu bi ni ye ni daso so ye tentem ye tietia so tie bia ba o me doesn't care so be ba ho o se ehimfa obeba ho ye ko internal elections yi na ebinum to no maboni po na de ne de nkrofo bi na every single vote onya e bia he worked towards it. We ye MP, we ye den obe from union person ba ho enti ye nusuban na media nwanwa ebio ni say anwodem foforo a se ne Isaiah enwoma ne kaaye no so no otwa awurade anim no nya anwodem foforo no papa no anya anwodi bi because obi a wadru 60 years there anwodi odi ye adwuma obesoro ahomache obe ye adwuma kopem ahomache no oguso ye adwuma no a otimi se na pomudin so antoto nase ani ntiri me no okasai ogusu a oye adwuma asempa de opeso asemtra o de basempa enti na de no de besie ni se nyame yadom na de eche na se nyame mpo na me wa ha na se mo frɛ me ana se obi obebe bia no you keep you guys updated na de me de ni se omampani abedi akire ehya ase no o hya ase no bebia wako bia empanimfo awudu a wahia wo mo emu asofo ye ahemfo eni mpanimfo awudu nyina o masem a wo mo ka no ehye ye nkran enye se bia fe ni akyekyere ene bia o mahu no ene bia o mo ka hwe na najimambadu obi anim na najimambadu doma he o ti ase chasem o kan ye no eye nimsem wo se abrantie o mampani abedi akire ye nim oyo bia onim ngoma obu ade so o ti ase na wo ani so ade hunu we say no Ghana ni be na enim se ba omia oni ani so ade hunu o wani so ade hunu papa because digitalization nko a no some people for ja bibia na nko a ye ka adwuma ade be ba no na dia bampo no ana dia sa ya medekese ene ye insecurity ya pomden and of course another nko akufu ado aban security adwuma wa ye e security pa no e unprecedented na atifa kwa na ato ade esunti so what you say na obusa me nua same e wo Cote d'Ivoire ne man onim say obi I can tell you if all authority also dey me po asem say you can do the research e komo atiasi Cote d'Ivoire atiasi Togo atiasi Burkina Faso and in Nigeria nyame ehirayi through agric planting for food and jobs and now try insecurity a etwa amanya twa ho ahia na obusa say na Ghana for ye dien ni nyina nso wadwempa bu man a onyame so boawo eniema akufu ado adaroma any national security omo aye yen security we say no si yake no ho asem a Ghana fo be hunu say yemfa esika ensai because dakro ka ekafofo ye na si ensika asem nyina akonanim ana obewie na terrorist sa terrorist egu so a menua eti say de wasaka pon no anwam but yen security kwampo hwene yeso da esa Ghana ye betimi abenya say police for helicopters 3 menu yeso hoda drones ahodo anam wiem and na hwe moto ahodo me call police headquarters oti ase omampani akufo ado ya ade and of course why ade na dodo no anso no ebewie dampare pen so because en okowura police headquarters ene niema akoso barracks ahodo ene adwuma adanada nko akufo ado aya de metimi de akama yenuanom MPP for ni say yewura akufo ada roma obaaye no enye obi ani nya atumi ebi nya bi ebinim si abotre na nado nko akufo ado baayi ebinim so anya bi mi adumako ba fi yantu ya boni asu nya botre osi achi nya da ho na atafre nemum MPP amamu odie osi achi a ede sense one thing that identifies us and distinguishes us from NDC ni say yen ye ba empuntuo ene niema emma tentini tieti akabom emma de oni bie ene de onya bie kabom no eye MPP nko a say ye trust ni ye kan ye ideology krampa NDC ni ideology because almost some are socialist, but they cannot
social
democrat, but they cannot single out idea about comedy abeboa bobrofo. And no grandpa ye no ye center right no. Ye mo ya sa begia ye ni nyina ansa ne ba infrastructure. So ti ase. And in MPP ko no. Nya mesri union no say obi anya botre. Be bia be duro no. Ahuru bi penti aboa no je ne bagura. No de nani actually. 2008 na ensesa ye fra ban mu. Because Juma na J Ajeno na unprecedented. Na enso so no ye ni aye trase edi abakumasem ene ye twetwen ni saa ni ade ebia no wasema wo ka no enukure wom ebia na nsisi ebia bam ebia na kwase ebo bia bam na mfagu nsani ani se wa wodie mu kura wayi wani mu kura no se o si ya de ono obi anwo wa wani mu enyenyenyenyenye se o ma me wa wade ase a odi adwene ye nkwan kura no anya bia anwa obenya nkwan ni bia no na ukoye di ntroto ma me so ni ye pam na wade ase a na oba o mind be bia kufu ado de aduro no mama yenhwe me I should have been the first person say Sanana Kufuado Monday tie de man no ewo 2017 no so wan fa anya dwuma minia enke bia me kra na hya sia ye dede obi ye so da ye da ben da say Ghana yetimi abenya STEM education sadia nya de ketua o amenne afia kobi oba ketua enkwada etimi ye play na tu obi ana me bwana hwe ayi odi saying eye Tibet and of course untimi mo bodin obra wo mpanifo bi din so hwe dwuma pa no a and the dutum ayen wo ho menu ya gift twuma mpofonom so ti ase na adwuma mo aye na education a enya de ketwa eya botre eye mre ne bre ye nya botre nki akoma to yeyem na mom ye trase ye predo a ba ya kikama frunso ne kikama dampan enye nyina ne benya bie omampani nsanso nyame ani kata enti wonso a wanya bie no se bi ni wokura na fa kasade o tre wonsam a achichide sensako ne nsaba na tomre bi na nso bu ani gusu a eya na di yaudie enye obia na wo resilient level ye mu bi ni sei no me MPP party no se wuyi me SDA free honom so ti ase wuyi me SDA free honom na wuyi me Ghana free ho a eno ne meyi enti die be pa na obi betima ye ama me be jose me cassette ya party no a me ama ye na me dia ba dia me say Ghana for ni say ya doso wo MPP ni NDC oba na obi akogina no o cassette ya na afi okopa achew e na me kawe na nya nokre enipa wo no nso a ya campaign dia ma MPP no na na dia oso o tena se do kan na ye ntro dia sa nipa no hunu say aida say ebi anadwene nye ana say sa nipa no odi Ghana fo adwene di agro say ya nsigina e wo saa de no so a ye betra hono mu a mama mfa keke tra bomu di agro saa den so man no ba bia koduro no e ye forward ever
backwards never. Anthony Nukpenu ye NDC regional organizer.
He's my brother.
Osi Obi, the most important project in the north by Baumia's government is the abandoned Pualugu Dam. When we say the NPP government led by Akufo-Addo and Baumia is a scam, some people do not want to agree with that, but they are a mistake to this country. NPP never again. Where Anthony Nukpenu.
Oh, minia, ya keka no kan bi ono kro ko oda ben.
Ehifa Pualugu.
O ko oda ben. Minia, am nche wade. Tie nie. Hwe. Minim bibia akura.
Yes.
Yewra mama krum boy.
Yes.
Oni mi se na Akufo-Addo by first 4 years no. and what junior say or yeah I be saying asansa or foul the chair inti year polyclinica ewo bole
yes
ewo yewura mama krumu no yewura kufu ad na kusi ana wonim say anya hwe kra or not northern region kra no northeast wonko ano northeast wono ya creative region me bo ana and na me ne o kasei and na regional 6 regions secretary including northeast regional or they say
coordinating council dina na
aside a dino and they say obi any any school so how do I yes here no oba judiciary 6 regions secretary no obia ye make sure say ye besi or they saying a court kese ama region no Anthony Niku na say ben working afia no free SHS na work ye kan wasemi yo mo kan say la lie no me kai ye pass under yewura mama ne penso ye feeding grant for 3 consecutive terms na enko na Akufo-Addo bae no da kroka e ka for free SHS no baby aminia Anthony e kan wasem no wo mo susu anya bi ya enokra esucha nkroma de no na nkova bibia and Akufo-Addo de no ekova ne mapa eni ntino de emo manga na yanku anim ni se enya sa metie na meka se me no kane no a na yewura mama o
bae no kren so said you ka se Pualogu dam no it's halted and
it's halted
like Jumedie ne nkoso
say Jumedie no na enkoso na yemu say ye pa say wo mo peso no na ekoso say ne bebusi nchen papa so pa nwuma so enya no mode ntra ne ye yo ntra ye yase ye beboa amana konanim e ba na gu short yase ye ba na gu eni ntin obia wonya nyini say aboa ye anensa eso sekan nanso wo no no wata ba bi control fi no oyi ahi ento anu ankasa no onim ni sen say yabana less than 8 years one district one factory me no ka say more than 120 ni atimi aye na mo de mienu pe enu kura mo na mugu no Kumasi sugar shoe factory and a Commander sugar factory obi I don't know by a susano na ya sa wo say a suchari
yeah
ni nyina na ye enkroma ne bieye PNDC ya Anthony o mo de begu no eni nti yewura mama ba yesen ko obeye Commander de no enu kura de na nkani bo ekotrim esese nka bo hu si oda sokobo for ma mokofre obi koto asichire kogu on Ekosiisen enti say if I were menua Anthony Nukura no a eniema bi o no mo so kana no tum ba o mo mabani wu asenuam one thing na mission dia friend this for no ba M1 wo mi gidie eni asagani eni say ade no nkontompo mu hwinta so ade ono akoye no he lives in a glass house and he throws stones yes I yenkoye nim men kasania yewura Akufo-Addo bae no do aye bia no eye 100% eni na nkenye nipa enipa do ade bani ananso bi bebam especially in the case abanya woji afri wo no jira oka no 2013 si awiam na ka dompe na se dompe ni nyankotodwe ni ntwedi ampon nim ne yebo mpaya enompe so so ya the free SHS ba enompe no kan infrastructure isi Ghana ha say unprecedented yedi ba enompe no education school dan ahodo a yasie ne keba enanu yi a yakọ Kumasi mantimi ankobi na me hododo me na so yakọ yi minia hwe eniema na adedanko Akufo-Addo wo ye no asantemamu a chese neka ya na abro FM hwe Ashanti region kwa ya bie local government university ewa Kumadan enyo nwanwa and of course I'm ever ready to debate every MP NDC say since Kofo's time any Akufo-Addo time omo de omo mfa 1992 de ni nyina mra ababia no wa bia universities HMPP
how so
I'm telling you nyabotrenity mamubo bi kura so nkyerɛ onim sɛ ko Cape Coast University a medical school na MPP na bie
ɛsɛ no nye university
meba
yes
meba nyabotre GIG send a diploma
yes
why na raising to the university status
no say it's on my cabo my
Unimark na before then Unimark say me masters so
okay
but before Unimark no na a degree busa sa buy better the buy so uko what they saying UDS one medical school one mo na why the bie Akufo-Addo Roma make kaba nafti na university J Akufo-Addo be university nafti Saudi no eto nchen ya make me ball list no later no of a year me nu ayaye and Akufo-Addo buy I'm telling you, and ne Kwashe University, ye be na Komadan, Yaswa Cheke University. Sentiment. Unim say, Antisa another Kokufu Dubai, no. Na a year, immigration, medical, immigration training school. Now the whole Ghana, na one pay. Asim Fusu. And then another Kokufu Adaroma, Asantima Yabi, Ewatepa. And so on qua, Wama saying Ediba, Kubi Suswaba, Ewachebi.
And also immigration.
Apart from fire services, what be our northern all over the place. MPP abani ya sansa ya fa ya dichire ya mobia nyabi. And none say you moving crying say all is not lost. See it me buama ba omia ba. Ebi a ho ne menya me so me de. Ebi a ho na so benya wo de. Na mo MPP abani no emfa wo so ye minister na say den. Ye ba ye mama mu no say tie bia benya bi. Ye to amaibu na ndisi fo person no. Ye to aba no mo de kako ene bentoa. Na kufu adu abai ya free assist wenyen. Oba time be pa na uba odi anya twe kura no wanya kwanya wuram ene free SHS ba yi e ma disua no adoso a chemema de statistics show everything is there na den wa kwaje bento ani kako eni to mbeka ho nsem so ti ase odi no to nchen ya meba so odi no eto nchen ya over the years ni nyina yen hwe judiciary eye court ne judges no ni ade no Ashanti region appeals court a year yesin wo honom adan hodo a ewomu ewo regional office yesin Ashanti region o minia yesin Ashanti region yanko se ne region bia and another Kokufuado odi ya no eto nchan ya ade ba ko a esan eye me dekase pa wo ni se ene eye court houses nko a mako 120 ya wiemu over 80 and Kokufuado onim se enyanwanwa se attorney general attention ni atemu asuye justice na womu ni odisay ministry and the one dan ya and another Kokufuado we bi esi ho. I'm doing a project very soon I'll come around so what you say send ya 2020 me ye book way if nakedness promises to clothe as his name the updated version na eba no you'll be shocked Juma Kokufuado aye no that should be our motivation.
On a yina okay, and I think this is a mile 7. Obi, good afternoon. Tell Adoma Befi that the mile 7 Astro turf was not constructed by government. Also, it was done by Frames Oil. Also, let that be on record. Yes.
And some no nyina simanim, me minimum trochao. Nemo mono, yeso fruit dia pa.
Any pian wo.
Emra koba ese masa ya, Akufuado peja ya. Obia ejibie no na ma 74 samra mo ma chetu on mo no mo besi filling station no esem no bebre ba manim enom de ese ene esa na tie de agasi maye eni nti asem bi safo na ko bi asem bi pono me ntra hada ema ade a enya ban na yeye no sabe meje di afa na emom we sei no minia ya na montuo pa otu ye no ene kanya obi nsoso a ono so de be yeye ana de mekan meboa de mekan meboa na me betna ha ana metra ba bia na amanyosem yese achiye ntie kum so nkronsu ehuawe ena nsema meka ne ha ne no me free ha meko no mani monyam ene me ma ene mabusua ene monyam no eye tai eni nte my establish credibility na me ba na me bedi ntro keka nsem bia emoa enduro so ka ye me amedika ade ato no me ade but it doesn't negate the fact to say Akufuado adaruma ene MPP yesi over 150 and so be me challenge from 3 no kwana de Ghana for dia ohwe gomu afete dia no mo nko dia so ga kopedie na community ne dia temadie na ye foot omuso dia aban na nkasa LCB hwe University of Ghana ye wo Legon na president Kufunya asa ni so ade hunu wo ye 40% moto twene ene nyame adaroma hwe na nadan Kokufuado oti akoye to the extent say a University of Ghana medical you're saying UDM ho onim say president Mills adaroma
ono okate so
one okate so oti ase na mode kokwasa phase 1 ye bayansa na ye be wie phase 2 Akufuado abandon he didn't abandon it o yes adwuma no eni nti no campaign we na ye kro no de ma ye mu bi ayi ye de na hye ye nkura ni say we have a better candidate and that is Bawumia.
Better than who? Wouldn't they compare when
media minia me sebere to two other candidates per his performance as a vice president and in niema waye no this one no yenko bisa and san yebua one over vision ne niema waye da enye so painting wo keka bie and now say utie yes you also manhene and someone na all can edify no say mirror so ura aye ahafo manhene you no so worker
na say ahemfo de obi akọ mo ni mo kan sempa papa
me banya botre ahemfo ko a obeka sempa
yes
na so so amu die no esi pae o wo mu siso eche mu kina o mu she mu kina.
But some have said it's something we don't have to encourage because we've said Emma ahim from form mo nshama.
Yeah, me no nya me no adwin wo baby. Na last week Wednesday one of the pro MPP radio stations I raised it. The fact is say on hene was atwi also manhene. Wo ka say na ye ni region ene mo aba ene akwan ahodo anya fe na befa card yakono. Minia de a nothing but the truth no kre. Na me ne dia me no ya adwene say ohene be kọ na nima saka sentimo nto aba ma no. Senia na anu yi no na ye mu bi NDC aban wa ban mu a omukọ a monto aba ma no no. Ada yenkai kra yenkai gbese manche. Ye yo kai se na Akufo Addo nya aban anya konwa no a yenku no. Ewi na fe ye kọ na ohene de tite. Enti anu no de wo hene ma ne description based on the one hu a na nkoma ne pim ho a ebeboa. Meant na ha enkatamani emfanye. MPP wasn't built that way. Yede no kre. Dr. Dankwanom, Buzianom, Adokufuanom, J. Kufuanom, Kufuadonom, Darochanom, and a yansum yab abetriania, Yagusubi. And intino, Adiani dear, Sanra nen yadia. Why should I say Sandia? Eh? Nanso no, and Yama, Regents are okay in Rano. Officer him for no moon. Yeah, about 2016, the only region I promises here, Betty, Western North. Korea 2016 when first two. It wasn't the other 5, but I never heard my eye. And so true, baby, to say ahafu. Ya teacher, ayina, but to the stand says so at Yakodi neither. Akodi. A journalist of your stature. And in him, dear, we also Akodi crank anti that. Akodi and so draw halfwa.
Yes.
Na ahafono wadru say goso watwam adru goso nkwantia emem kwan da ni sei
okay
ena kukom kwan ene sankore so da ni sei
okay
na ensuo no a ema omunya goso no ye frɛ no go mu no wonya twa nsuo no kakra bi a kukom kwan da wanim tin benkum ena kodie kwan eda yodi sei nifa na kodie no obenanti otna kemu a na wokwa kodie no wonya duru kodie sei pa and then no crano, Kocha Kodi Crono. And another Akufo Addo. And a fay Aquanya na Yanson Dayada and Akufo Addo da Roma. Watimia Yikota Aquine, Edia Fakodi, Edia Fam Pomase, Edia Fahantamo, Edia Congrasumura. Now when you draw Kodi na ku enim kakra, a year university, another Akufo Addo has seen one more year science school. Also Chrono Crown Teda.
University
Kasiepa. That is MPP for you, and that is our encouragement.
There are some who have said, and I've been reading comments or more I sharing with YouTube comments on Modeba.
Yes.
Some have said despite infrastructural development, where is the dollar rate now?
Oh, Minia. Some egg question no. Many or more any many women yet in name woman nam democracy no no or matter or margin miss metro margin. I have many as a mewuku. Or can be a money to assume with the issue alcohol Cote d'Ivoire by and was share all the francophone countries. Woman you know you were one common
currency.
Yes, yes, again, one more busa question in know a better more relevant to say ye benya base 2016 a year na COVID MI 2016 a year na Ukraine war MI no yen dollar rate as at that time ni mfanto to US no mo edie si ya dia to to anya peki base na ya ka no kre say sa bre ya ewo mu yi no ma me nyi document na menkan na ehu men pese me tra na ma kenkan na obi aka sa atuma ko bai wa body tree we de ye pa ebe hu nti ne chechire boa so ti ase yewura mama onu ankasa no mutom na twere no so se wanu mu asem so ene na bebua obem. Let me quickly find it and then quote so na ye hu senia esitie enie. So yeah, John Dramani Mama.
Yes.
23rd April 2022. 24th African Business Conference, Harvard Business School. Data from the Economic Commission of Africa shows that COVID-19 created the continent's worst recession in 50 years, with real GDP shrinking by an average of 3% in 2020. Before the pandemic, poverty reduction was already a major problem. Many Yabram Kai, Yabra Mama, and Oko Harvard Business School, now you're mine. Utian was it the pandemic is estimated to have dragged about 55 million more people into poverty in Africa and exposed another 46 million more to the risk of hunger and malnutrition. It is 70% of hunger in Africa, which had already been on the rise since 2014, is directly attributed to this pandemic. And intino senior beya ubet mienya the right base no. Ofa baby a cover the free yes or tiasie. Ofa baby a cover the free
yes.
And yeah they buy. And no dia na wo ma honest assessment. Nembo mo no so cover free ya say. Oh uncle me watch it. Not today. Ya try watch it. I try watch it. I know be coming back. You see you are turning traffic.
Yeah, you are to me between why are they?
Oh, why am I going to wait am? Why am I going to wait? Me go am bomb pain so me.
I was not there that say what about cancer akwaba yes.
The man who is always refusing to grow. The evergreen Sampiale.
Yes,
what no. Yeah, man we and then you know back of crab eternal.
Yeah,
he looks young, quite energetic. It's part of it.
Yes.
Also, man, you one thing,
you know, Friday I'll be 70 years.
Oh, you would?
Friday.
Oh, then I'm older than you, huh?
Of course.
I'm 72 years.
Yes, so why are you calling me?
Adomako. Obwa.
Don't mind.
He's lying. Oh, 72. Obwa.
Never be who that
that's 72.
50 grass.
Oh, Ambassador, 70 years. Wow.
Oh, let me have trust.
Yeah, trust.
Idea back one. Am I in discussion and an argument? No. Na M1 say we pick and choose.
Yeah.
Never be a free bar. The external conditions and as exogenous factors. Si adni na ba ye benya the right insight. But on a more serious note, near DJ yen any baby a dear draw no. Yen kasi we be pay. But so far this is how far God has brought us.
Okay.
We have a better legacy, we have a better candidate, and in terms of message, Ekufuado anya bro. If you focus on the message and the messaging, minia Ghana for omo nchiri for asempa kodo. Nemom ya ka mu nsem no so no. Edru ba bia eno so ba bia techima no so na. We should be honest.
Yeah.
You can't do politics outside the mindset or the psyche of the people. San kani asemi a ye kan wa asemi ni ajadi. Ya ba modin fie nson. Na nso so no ba bia nyame o ye ne you know na bonsam koto na yi. You admit it. You let Ghanaians be aware say, "Oh, we are sorry." Ya ye be based on the ya no. Munya gidie se betima koye. Ba ekodru ba bi na se munchire mu no akoye preto a me ye communication person. Me mfama ni monyam emeye.
Ema adwuma na ye den mam.
Na nado dan ko Akufuado omfana ni monyam meye. Because me no ya koya ni munyina ni ye nyini o. I remember Emra Yewura okoka say amanfo emiskotu no all that be die. And the Bible mu akwatafo eni ade me yusu ni nyina de defend. Then we lost 2012. 2014 and ebe declare bi osu obeko no. Ya o ye press conference obeka ya. The first statement say eni ma bia wo kan no you know. Send onyakwa bi anko. E wa na me see me trust. If na me sua bibi say me if sa de no kro no so ye minister, we ye president, we ye vice. asɛm a abɛka dodoɔ no abɛka sade we di anko yi no mɛyɛ careful because ade achi no sɛ ba bio no bɛka sɛ we di mu yɛ ankamanka
na wo no
mɛno bonyima sa akɔba
no nyama kɔfam
sɛ ndc fo tie MPP fo tie a ɔman ne bɛyɛ nkunimdifoɔ MPP bɛtena se ndc bɛtena se ne bo mɛkoduru baabi a yɛ ne ano ate kura kyɛ ahemfie akyame no yɛnhwɛ ne yie Ghana first
me da se mamema ambassador emremu na yentie no ambassador akwa ababio na America earlier there Friday constituency watch yakwa Hunter West into your very own Hunter West. Into will be in Agonan Kwanta on Friday, Bedubonsu Senior High School Assembly Hall. Now at the constituency watch Abremo. The two parties know a new candidate. Into MPP presenting new candidate, and NDC so presenting new NDC the your bar and MPP the end bear. Mind you, an interesting debate our Hunter West constituency. Ambassador Anti Akwaba Edi Yadasibiu the Ituma Bekayam Nsu Ato Banyamin Shao. And happy birthday in advance and so. Yeah. 70 years day. Charlie Nyamia Yebi. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Nyamia Yebi. I mean. Yeah.
Nyamia Yebi. Principle. What you say.
Put your bra closer.
As part of my principle.
Yes.
Once I'll say I'll come.
Yes.
You see too, so I'll come.
Yeah. So we appreciate that. We appreciate that so much. But the journey, the journey to 70 has been interesting. Also, I occupy positions, pal.
Oh, the spirit to serve your country. You know, when I was growing up, a little boy, I got to know about the young pioneers and what we stood for.
Yeah.
And there, at that tender age, I could look forward to say that I have a country I have to defend.
Yeah.
I think that has helped us. And I also had a headmaster. You didn't meet him because the school was dissolved after Ashanti Road Middle School.
Oh, okay.
Who's at Ashanti Road after
second year?
No, Takrade.
Takrada.
You know, after the Efiokoma station.
Okay.
Going towards PWD.
PWD,
All those buildings were secondary school.
Really?
Yeah, what happened was that we had a education director who picked the first 6 boys of every school in the village. Said that we're going to give us a Takrade experience. So we formed Ashanti Road Middle School.
Oh, okay.
And had Master Moke, who taught us, and me particularly I picked it. That to succeed, you must be very humble.
Very humble.
You have to be you have to work hard at whatever you are given, and you have to be honest at this. So these 3 each, I call them, have guided me that you have to be humble, you have to be honest, and you have to work hard at everything you're asked to do.
Oh, okay. So,
well, the journey has not been too bad. I mean, one day I was flying from London to US and in a big plane, and I was sitting on the first class, and the pilots were at them, and so look at Amafukuma boy.
Amafukuma boy.
I mean, I signed for COP, the climate change.
Yes.
And that time Angelina Merkel was the deputy minister.
Oh, okay.
You know, so the two of us walked to go and see when the checkpoint Charlie was demolished. The two of us walked. But we have moved on.
Wow, that's nice. I mean, from deputy minister.
No, I started an assemblyman. Then I became
for Dansoman.
Dansoman, the first assemblyman for Dansoman. Then I went to become the MC for
Cape Coast. Yes.
But before then, I had gone to the consultative assembly.
I
was a member of the consultative assembly, and then I went to Cape Coast as the municipal
MC.
They became the deputy minister for environment,
science and technology. Okay.
And one interesting thing that I never forget, that somebody said, but this man is not a scientist. And I said, I'm not a scientist, but I have scientists that I have to manage. And we wrote the EPA law.
That's nice.
We come far.
That's nice. And then to Ambassador India.
No,
High Commissioner.
Yes, I worked, throughout my life I worked with SNET, as you know.
Yes.
I worked with SNET. Yes. So I was sent to Accra Abattoir.
Okay.
Then went back to SNET Quality Control, became head of operations. Before I joined.
You joined
MPRA to become its chief executive.
Yeah, chief executive for
I went to
National Pensions Regulatory Commission, and then to India. Oh wow,
and then become a pensioner.
And then you founded the professionals.
Yes, that's good.
Yes, group in the NDC. But one campaign, then NDC campaign, no.
Well, this time I don't think that people are interested in this. In young time, campaign type, water grading.
Yeah, it's a different platform. No, be able to
no. This type people don't have time for.
Yeah, retail campaign. Or they confirm.
Yeah. It depends on what you are telling the people who you are presenting.
Yeah. Wogodo.
Oh, seriously.
I
can tell you.
Feedback ni.
Well, sir, if I play my own trumpet, I don't hear the sound. Yeah. So I want to leave it to the journalists and others to find out how it is going. Yeah. But we also agreed that this government had been in office for 8 years.
8 years, yes.
And resource-wise, I don't know, could be few polish coat of farms.
Yeah, coat of farms.
We don't have that resources. So where you don't have resources, you use other resources.
That tangential different.
And our person just need resources as a campaign into so. Yeah.
So only uncle share radio so that be na fa trana. Was it we are Bahad? Oh, now when the mini Tony saying, Uncle Tadi, we say Nunquan, top on Nunquan, I switch me surrounding before me. Don't I say, I'm gonna you never you have not changed that. Oh, never should take chances. So, what kind of that was sending message?
We don't have the resources that they have.
Okay,
you know, looking at the by-election that you yourself have suppressed and kind of monies people have changed and using. We don't have that now. So we believe that we need car, we need bicycle, now we don't have. So that's why we are doing it.
Yeah. Wow. But one campaign team won't name me.
Oh, the name
1 year in the public, but maybe they are on the ground working. Okay, that's fine.
For the past 4 years, I've been part of the manifesto committee.
Okay.
I was part of the last one. So we decided to keep the team together so that we monitor what is happening in globally and locally, so that we can fashion out a tailored manifesto. So that we are not rushing, so we can after that launch the manifesto. Then campaign team will take it up from there. But so far a lot of things are happening.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So say you about me na me nyina.
Microphone.
So na me nyina no. On say basket here ni nyina egum.
Yeah.
Right from the internal election ni yi nyina. Obia ni ho no ma na ho de so na kwankro. And obia ni ho no mu a global yi abeka Ghana no ne ho ato no. And it here krampo no one of the reasons among for commending the way yafa so a ye manage yen campaign any ade. Me no be ya adwen. Esa Ghana has come a long way. And then grassroots mobilization, you know, more each and maybe a tremor now fanfare no money ade no. And intino and no dear honum. Name a bad resource a idea. Yeah, no kwame ahin ye wo hin. Ye do 94 kakra the giant nam ye na. So the impression should not be created so video be.
So I see you now see utina ya.
Yes.
But you see Obi, let's be very frank.
But I'm for so what can
let's be very, very frank.
Sure.
I was around Takrade, and now Oman Penny,
Vice President Baumia. Okay.
Overhaul.
Okay.
And I saw the vehicles in that one.
That was time of war on primaries, presidential primary.
No, Nansenya.
Oh, Nansenya. Okay.
We have lived in this country where we have counted presidential convoys up to 40. 40. So if during your individual campaign, now you see Basa, and Basa or a new is in an improvement. Because if you're American, as you know, most presidents they use buses, so it is nothing new. All right, and it's not an achievement. If you decide that I want to do photographic exhibition, therefore I'm using a bus, it's no news. When you get down and you are going round, what do you use? The bus or what? So,
but what do you make of one campaign so far? Either we change strategy on Jum or Checha Manfo or Koha or Checha Manfo and all of that. Is it something what way shake you wanna?
If you have a product, it is not how you collect the product.
Okay.
You can decorate an ass and call him what? A donkey. A donkey and call him whatever it is. But when it comes to the race, you see what you have. You know. So for us, we believe that we have got two experienced hands.
Okay.
Tried and tested in spite of all the falsehoods and whatever it is, the truth has come out. So believing that this economy has been so ruined, raped, destroyed.
What's say poto?
But you have been reading the data, you have been reading the figures. As the time we actually are speaking to you, we owe how much?
Poto kafantene mam ai.
Masna ya manyoko no. Nda ya manyoko say.
Yes.
Obi Ghana yet the cow over 500 billion cedis. More. Okay. Nda ya manyoko say ayo kota krade ne do be posa na oyobi amenyimu te da wusuban mata ubefu anana sasa say enna say kota krade ne do be poso na say to wonsa to enyi bi na hwe wonsa to ana
sure
you be angry. Why have we allowed ourselves there? Ghana yama enyim pe bi wo abanim now what say an environment why must we accept this? You understand? Now, Abenti no there, me say, Adumaku be final the external factors. What are the external factors? You said Ukraine and what?
Yes, Russia, Ukraine, and then COVID-19.
Okay. Today, Ukraine and Kuala Water bomb now. One a friend and inflation of United. Togo yande Nkanona the one more safer per engine. Togo. Ma adu kro ya me yo yen there obi ya ko bo besia bossa fanti was bossa there jesi bana ya be improve your sugar production or send the pharmaceuticals organ in which you import sugar mo if molasses na den so what you them pi it you say yeah sugar factory and let me put it on record there. The loan came with its own conditions, including the selection of a contractor. Septec, the company that
built the factory,
was from India. Indian government is part of the Chinese one loan. The consultants were Indians. Disbursement of funds were through the Indian government, directly to the contractor, and nobody in Ghana touched it. Granted, without admitting, there's a mistake being put on. And what was the mistake? Somebody just published there the price was inflated. The Indian High Commissioner said that is not true, but they kept at it. So, as a country, what do? You arrest and jail those who misconducted themselves and get the factory to be running. Because in my region, central region, apart from Amin Sangari, and you yourself know,
Amin Sangari, why is soap?
Soap, and only person say we collapse because the old man is gone. We don't have any factory anywhere. So for 8 years, the people of the central region have been denied job opportunities. For 8 years, the country has been denied.
Sorry, Ekosiisen region be.
It was central. It was Ekunfi. Yes. Ambassador,
I know Ekosiisen. I know the directors of Ekosiisen. I know the loan they took from Exim Bank. I know that you did not put 1 inch of a block there.
Right.
Yeah, so don't interrupt them. Don't let him forget that. I mean, he started crossfire. I know, So I'm saying that you deny the people of Central Region, okay, especially commander, that responsibility, that right of employment. 8 years, nothing has happened. Then you come to Elmina. Okay, there's a fishing harbor. In the coasters. We've built about 1,500 coasters, individual coasters, small points. We've left that thing standing there for the past 8 years. Now, Obi, you know that first, 4 or 5 years ago, the Tema Port became very attractive, and we intentionally opened up that Tema Port with a lot of facilities so that landlocked countries like Benin, Togo, Burkina Faso, and the rest would use this. So, as a way out, development of Chino, we decided there, build railway line from Tema to Akosombo, because there was a port at Ekosiisen, but they sent it to Mpakadan. Fine. So the next issue in there about talks now about train cocoon and friend and zaman wadako. Then you open up Bupe, and then they'll come and take it there. Today, as we sit here, we have done the railway line. A city buses, a BN Yakote, the train of 4 city buses, because each contains 21 seats. And about the Kogo Akosombo road, you know, what about then passenger?
So what test? This is your test.
And a test about it. Say I road necessary at the cargo at the buffer. What the bus not the tester.
Na me Canada train now what the bay, you know. What testing and saying. We want to find them often deep and
yeah, for bus neighbor. I'm referring to school buses.
On your bus or a train.
Yeah, but in my friend, you have stayed in Europe. I mean in between Amsterdam and about one number. Obi, in between Amsterdam and London, about one number. So now what is train ban for whatever it happened? What's a train when you accident? Okay. But
what's it?
Yeah, was a train in accident. So I say report just a train in accident.
Train when you accident.
Yeah.
So what next? But what was your train in the Macon or when? As I speak to you, somewhere in Kojokrom or somewhere, 32 coach FM trainer. What Muhammad did by now, you boy to Kojokrom. Why would they swim and then a honey video? Tennis in room.
Coach is not bad.
Coach is not bad. Mr. Railway Minister says you are among the trainees in rhythm. Why I'm worried is that all these are Indian loans.
Yeah.
You know, and you've got these assets at Edibejment in Yesika. It is you. You said you were going to construct a railway line for that more. But you said about in Zaman Nifia Kobokina. So, and then the worst of it, you said your eye on port. You set your eye on port. Today, if you go there, I think you have, last time I was listening to one of your stations, the port is virtually empty. Everybody is now diverting his goods, including Ghanaian business people, to go to Togo. So, Sikana Keji loan Edibeye Mark Edibeye porting. Sika Edaka railway line. And the program to extend things to, since you're quite Kopa and Grofon Wamba. Burkina Faso, Wamba, because our international relationship with them is so toxic with Burkina. But if you cannot also take goods to Mali without passing it through Burkina. And how would Burkina allow us when we have such toxic relationship with them? And you know how we created a toxic relationship? So that our president go to United States and say that Burkina Faso has brought Russian mercenaries to threaten us. Yes.
The president said
yes. That. Yes.
Where?
Check.
In his recent UN General Assembly speech.
Before that. And Adumaku.
What was the occasion, Mr.
The president went to US.
So US, not UN.
US. Yes. Okay. And made that statement.
What was the occasion? What was a platform we say, especially you in particular?
Well, I will not open my mouth if the producers will fact check me wrong.
We'll do that fact checks this year.
I'm saying that the president made a complaint. Say, up here, Burkina has brought in mercenaries and threatening the peace of Ghana, security of Ghana. All right, Burkina retaliated. But check. I won't come open my mouth when I cannot be fact checked.
We are doing the checks.
Yes.
So we check you and heard the relevance.
Sure.
In this course.
The relevance is this:
if only we are not picking and choosing.
If you have such toxic relationship with your neighbors, two, your port, which was to attract your neighbors,
yes,
is now diverted to Togo, knowing very well that they speak the same language, and it's easier for them to transact business.
Yes.
So when even you bring the batches, what are you going to gain? Are you following me?
Yes, me too.
Cote d'Ivoire has upgraded its ports. Togo has upgraded its ports. Benin has upgraded its port. And we upgraded our ports, envisaging, say, and the normal. Today, we don't have that right because they have all come to. So, gradually, we are boxing ourselves. I heard you say, Russian-Ukraine war. Have you checked? A Demben you imported from Russia and Ukraine. Have you checked?
Should I come in?
No, okay, you can ask. What do we import from there?
From
Russia.
Oh, it wouldn't say fertilizer. Any even wheat
Yes, wheat.
Clear.
Wheat from there.
Say that you want to.
That is what I wanted to hear from you. Yes, I knew.
Okay.
I want to prove to you, sir.
Yes.
The attachment of Ukraine, friends, it is so infantile.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Obi, I don't know if it's ready. Flour one, wheat one import to Baha, and yet Iranian brothers.
Yes, we import to be
Iranian brothers. Ghana government import wheat there.
From where?
I say we import wheat from.
We import to say even if it's private, we import
from Russia.
Yes, but I'm saying that.
And what is the implication?
Oh, what I am speaking.
Okay, my ambassador on the statement about Marco Fado Kokainti. There is the story on Ghana Web. In the a Googler. He actually made a comment sometime in 2022, and I think he repeated same in other Monday, February 5th, 2024.
Okay.
It's a lie. Burkina Faso's military ruler calls out Akufo-Addo over Wagner claims. And also Burkina Faso's military head of state, Ibrahim Traore, has forcefully rejected the allegations made by Ghana's President Akufo-Addo regarding Burkina Faso's purported involvement in Russian mercenaries, the Wagner group. In an interview with Alain Foucault, President Traore, without mentioning specific names, labeled the statement as false and emphasized that the accusations made last year are baseless. Quote, "Unfortunately, we have seen heads of state, into bracket Akufo-Addo, who fell into that lies and went to tell the lie that we supposedly gave mines in our southern part to Russia. That's a lie," unquote, he said. Quote, "Why give? If the Russians want a mine, we have our mining code. They come, they integrate and acquire license, they pay their taxes and everything they have to do like everyone else. So there is nothing like we giving the Russians," he stated. Akufo-Addo had asserted during the US-Africa Summit in Washington last year that Burkina Faso had engaged Russian mercenaries, particularly the Wagner forces, and suggested that Burkina Faso was compensating them with a mine. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Burkina Faso expressed disapproval of this statement after a meeting with Ghana's ambassador, highlighting that Ghana could have sought accurate information through diplomatic channels. Yes.
Now, what? Maybe two questions. So, what is the relevance?
The relevance is society when in Komu.
Yes, you are the relevance. I am saying,
so is it my turn? So
yes.
I am saying, sir,
but okay. Yes.
I think for all my life, as a minimum,
okay.
All right.
Okay.
And thank you for fact checking me.
Very well.
I am humble enough to say I'm sorry if I didn't say anything right.
Okay.
But
very well. At a point in this evening conversation, Burkina Faso had to summon their Ghana envoy over the president's claim on Wagner. Al Jazeera has
and the relevance
that.
Which my friend doesn't want to see. You have expanded your port on the belief there. A service. Then you go and create this diplomatic problem. How would you then go?
Then make the full benefit of port expansion and a
secondly,
extension. Okay.
You know, our adverts against the coup d'etat that were happening. If you were not going to be reckless, you would have studied the situation before you make a statement. You understand?
Yes.
Because the thing has started from way back Sudan, and it was driving towards Senegal. So as we speak now, the whole of Sahel region is under military rules. Most of them.
Almost all the countries.
All the time. So you then don't call AU ECOWAS to say that you are going to what? restore government.
Yeah.
You know, and that has also created some bad blood between us as a country and our neighbors.
Very
so
well.
if Adumaku doesn't understand this, that's another matter. But I am saying in there, COVID, I want to end on this. Anybody who says there, our current situation is because of COVID, I don't know how to describe it.
But you can't discount that. You can't discount the impact of COVID. What it did to economies, including Ghana's economy.
I would rather give it the credit instead of a discredit. Look, the figures and the statements Italy will make, Americans will make about COVID. We cannot make the same.
How so?
How so? Because
COVID did not kill people in the UK, for example, like it did in Italy, Spain, and US. But just last week, the British Premier was in Parliament, Prime Minister's question time, and he attributed the current situation to COVID.
Obi, I have just said it then. Yeah, I didn't know what's on the team.
Me too, pa.
I have just said it there. The statement Italy, America, UK can make about the devastation of COVID. Ghana cannot make the same statement.
No, I'm saying there, COVID did not kill many people in the UK. In the UK would not be a good example in the US, Italy, Spain.
Whichever country you cite.
Yes.
There, COVID had we cannot make the same statement. Do you agree with me? Because check the number of people that were supposed to have been affected. And during that period, IRS never recorded shortfalls in their revenues.
But it's because they did a review of the target. Or review on target. So they met the review target, not the original.
But
fact.
But what was the review target? Lower or higher?
It was lower.
Okay. He's done.
No, I'll give you the time.
No, I was not here. You were
talking. I'll give you time.
I am explaining things scientifically, not politically.
Sure.
So, US was losing about 3,000 people a day.
Yes. On the average.
And their exports, most of their export was to China. Their imports also from China. So when the Chinese economy has shut down, it would greatly affect. But in our case, Obi, apart from IRS, how much did we get? In the words of the past foreign finance minister, did we supporting hand budget? Are you following me? Did we supporting hand budget? True or false? So as that, why support to budget? EDBA statutory this assembly common fund. How does COVID then becomes an albatross or a negative impact? The negative impact is that we lost some Ghanaians, though, yes. But in terms of economics, no. COVID was a blessing to us.
Me say honorable. Me maintain me san maba na ya wrap up. Adomako Befi me pacho me maintain.
Me say. Nia edikan openi edikan ke kan simbi efa convoy ya enam. Say Ghana is moving on. And say see ba yachi. I remember Emra President Kufuor power. 9 PP power. Hana Bisiu enemy minia penny Ira Sampiali. Nana convoy to the extent say one more the campaign cry say a big crash sarin be twemo say then you came, what we saw was even worse.
What?
So you are playing the same old trick.
What?
Excuse me.
You know, Professor
Okay. Misro. President Kufuor. No, there are so many things that I did accommodate what you were saying. And so now I'm foul. Dear, a toss of you, young person or tears, and he said, Senka obetimi akesika dodono to comment straight to the projects I within the space of 8 years. O de kakra kra mamoji ye 27 years no onu PNDC no ka ho bi ni ade ade a onu ankasa no be ru say de omo keka no mo ha o mani no ma kansem It is neither here nor there. But the Yamingwa Cassia,
repeat that point.
Yamingwa Cassia, excuse me, you uncle.
Repeat that point.
And dear Yamingwa Cassia, Obi. And they say Nipa does any bit much here. I downplay the COVID. Uncle Sampiali, or Yakini, me Yakini, also Yakini. Adia yam feni agrokra, any ubie wo. Yaria bi besi wo mayimu, Emma Busiani a wono. Unya kwampo nkoho ye to no twene me ya 7th-day Adventist ye nchi abaako no yonko do bia koye em se Methodist for kram so sa na wakwa sori ani ahye sa sori na mo aba no ya chemu mienu miensa apene ni refi araho sam ni e ka no
mimi refi
sa oba tan pa kon do se ni benya duane ama ni badie ye se wuni ho kwan se almost 1 year untimi nkoma kola ontimi nkwa goglushi ontimi nkwa kotrokraba aban yada roma and also pig modi said the menu asam ya wukuka and I'm repeating it amanya atwa yen ho ahia no obi mi no mienu di adanse ese duru baabi no ebi akatua na echemutu mebo a onyame ada roma ati sekufo adoti obi akatua so da we should count our blessings enye politics intino ye be distort to facts and it says sikabi mpo ba ya adwuma ye de ye no more than the otiwa walking again to the extent say America kura no so hwe proactive measures nana danko akufuado ni MPP ni raba omiadi tu dwana na America de no nto yen that save this country. Yes, you can take it out. Opa, I have a document here. Share during the COVID, you know, almost a document be about communication and the proactiveness. They cited another danko akufuado. I have it here. Me nyasa me kasami. I will read everything. Na kwa he nyabotre mi be read di akireo eni obi me read di akireo amwo so ti ase enti nyase bia me ba no ano me sa shemboto no abema stories. That is why I have these documents to guide me. Edu plus remember ampo no wakan anke I will let you read it. What I will let you read it. Enti minua COVID asem no se ngusu obi e ka ne tra na emwanwa again oso no obi anyadwen na obi koka COVID ni Ukraine asem na emwanwa. In my hand here, the ripple effects of Russia's war in Ukraine are changing the world. Far from Russia's war in Ukraine, stores are running out of cooking oil. People are paying more at the gas pump. Farmers are scrambling to buy fertilizer. Okay. And nations are rethinking alliance. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has triggered seismic repercussions, a forced movement refugee crisis. Or to us, the can. Way at the what is saying IMF. Okay. One of the documents. Okay. Remember, we say the World Bank. World Bank warns of recession risk due to Ukraine war. Countries around the world are facing recession as the Ukraine war hits economies already rocked by the COVID pandemic. The World Bank has warned less developed countries in Europe and East Asia and Africa face a major recession. It said, and it is now a document also a that I didn't work in kind. Many I saw the so World Bank Group response to global impact of the war in Ukraine, a proposed roadmap. The war in Ukraine is having worldwide impact with enormous human and economic consequences that continue to unfold. This new crisis for Ukraine, for countries hosting refugees from Ukraine, and for developing countries affected by the worldwide economic impasse, comes at an exceptionally challenging time for poor people already hit by the pandemic. What do you know to Chenya? What you say? What do you know to Chenya? Sabraha, Neshania, IMF a predictor because of the world you know say IMF predicts slower economic growth due to Russia-Ukraine war. The world economy will grow at a slower pace because of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The International Monetary Fund said in the report Tuesday. So what you say? Oh, Benjamin America. And son, a young president, former, a young penny served directly under him. A year Ramama. Che Dedikai. I was say, like governments all over the world, it became necessary for African governments to take action to shield their population from the effect of the pandemic. Was said we are seeing in our city, a bibremu aban no so no wo mu ya anamon yeso betu anamon ediaboa. This meant in many cases an increase in deficit due to unbudgeted expenditures. And now modern ma bibremu aban so yeso be no budget a wo man prepare no bi mi no mienu.
And I know you wine and I can no.
John Mahama. Okay. John Dramani Mama. 23rd April 2022. We are said ye manukura ye dwuma o man be konanim. Enya me na me kire yo. Enya Kufuado. Yewura Mahama na kire. Ya onu anka so serve ye. Enti se ne o dispute a ye a obi kura o kan nyina is not prepared to accept it there. Na we are say yehu. I thought Sanka politics when you experience you soften your claws. No, listen. What? Oh, Nyabotranke. 70 what? Yours? And you cherish it?
Okay, you finish.
I have told you that from A to Z in India, I'm ever ready to debate you. Mokan Samana Yamufi said, Mama can't see you afraid of you just come and distort yourself. He said that. What's a Ghana for?
Can I come here?
Yeah, that being Nyabotranke. Oh, now I
remember what was here.
Oh, Baban was here. This meant in many cases an increase in deficit due to unbudgeted expenditure.
Okay.
This has devastated many African economies and sunk them deeper into unsustainable debts and economic downturns. The pandemic has had a general deleterious effect on the economy of Africa.
Okay.
My manifest statement to make here, no. Like government all over the world, it became necessary for African government to take action to shield their population. I've read it.
You've read that.
I'm reading another one. The pandemic is estimated to have dragged about 55 million. He was specific. He came out to facts and figures. More into poverty in Africa. Africa, Ghana,
Ghana,
and exposed another 46 million more to the risk of hunger and malnutrition. Indeed, 70% of hunger in Africa, which had already been on the rise since 2014, is directly attributable to this pandemic. 2014, one and a bemu. And this is for an hour bemu. And a war can say, oh,
no, I don't think that one is.
What cannot, oh, yeah, and was it indeed 70% of hunger in Africa.
The one with the date. The
2014.
I don't know making. Was it indeed 70% of hunger in Africa, which had already been on the rise since 2014.
Okay.
So what you say? Okay, when we was on no say unless now say even 2014.
It was on the right.
Now I would sorry. And I maybe said 2014 when I was so.
Okay.
Yeah, kick out
now the one was here.
Maybe see no.
Yes.
Young person mechanic say. Selective for you emwa. Openi kasa ya do en elmina en a coastal and into one credit ya man say adia na to kondua mo eni abrede den say wo mu hia habo honom eya marrying over the years you never thought of. Na mo with the coastal here then. Most of the coastals in the country mo na mo beton fire. And I have the list. It's coastal no dey carry den. Again, Commander Sugar Factory no, you should be honest and sincere enough. Kwanya mo fa so a mo ka kire say sugar no ye adwuma no ye buy na ebegu no. And how many bags did you sell? That fed the person meka emo penny etiase ni say we have come a long way. And into the old style when we started 79 no matter say penti gloomy picture ni ade no. Me aduma ko ba fi. Say nyame CMPP kura no say yenko fi a nyame na ahyehe. But nyame so no also so adebone so obeso to papa so. But on a more serious note, say ye political discourse. Ye ntwenu say a brand, a reputation ye dey magana. Etu do free say woni aban mu. Etu be kasa all is lost. We china no, woni the message you are sending out there. Again, Yamra Burkina Faso di. Na sem na
finally 30 seconds.
Yes, me that's it. Burkina Faso di. Openi in as smart as our experience no. In terms of diplomatic, you only experience Kufuado.
What?
Nana Kufuado doesn't speak in isolation.
And say Kufuado.
Nana Kufuado. Foreign minister, at least or yes, ayo. And a security intern so war pick here no. On kasa in isolation.
So now you accept
Magana for being
he accept.
No. Oh,
he does.
Accepting.
He does.
On the condition say. Jagana for being so doing say. Agitations among yes across the West African countries, Ghana and Yamia Boy and security near binom so so adwene mo ka pɛ de o ka ye ni say sa mo so mo hyehyɛ kire mo ne binom ye kanana sa kufu ado ana ɛda ya enti ka mo so mbesi pɛ de o kan is that the point and this idea one man ya ono te so anu unu niam ekoso na wo kasem na na obetwist no dia then indeed na just say terrorist no sanya mu opposition for no bi no omo ye no eno no
Adamago be feme da say I'm not too sure so twisting from what we read but I mean
and there be o men ka so twist na one but the point is say based on that no obi nso the ordinary no
Ambassador Mpocho wrap up my
exception. Yeah, so my colleague and friend.
But I'm giving the book to you. You read it.
No, yeah.
That be also read.
I've been dishonest. Not a single word that Makan Waha. Yeah, dishonest. Okay. What I said about the Commander Sugar Factory, Elmina, was in terms of the fact that we have made such investment and locked them up. I went on to talk about the railways and others. I don't know if you take it from me today, that the effects of COVID, Obi, how many cities were locked down in Ghana? Wait a minute. When you were talking about
Greater Accra.
Yes.
Okay, so Accra including Kaswa and a Greater Kumasi.
Yes. Enti Obia anywa want to go market and kote in other regions.
Sure.
Right? Now, when you had the money, what did you do? Oma nwa amu. Right? Na obi amu obi anwa. Senya come na do obedi. Amu obi anwa. And show the video of how they distributed the rice and those things to people.
Obi Obakayana.
No, the money.
Okay.
Oh, I would this document find it and read it.
Oh, yes, I'll
let you
read it.
And they were throwing food on people.
Oh.
When the World Bank and the IMF, in the name of the poor people, had given us over 30 billion cedis. You are talking about Ukraine, what? Russia-Ukraine war.
I'm not talking about
Has the war ceased? No. Has the war ceased? No. What are you talking about? So if being so unacademic today, ascribing COVID, our economic crisis, to Russia-Ukraine war, the question I ask you, has the war started and ended? Even today, it is worse than it before, isn't it? Other countries, like Benin and the rest, who were dependent on Ukraine, started planting wheat and others. How many acres of wheat have you planted? You are talking about fertilizer. How many fertilizer bags have you produced in Ghana? So that when the Ukraine war exacerbates, what have you done about it? So don't tell me that I'm telling a lie. I am telling you scientifically, say the Ukraine war you have been blaming all the time is false. Listen, I will explain to that.
You touch on Mahama.
I will explain to that. I will explain to that.
Non so about them upon.
Chief.
Non so about them upon. Touch on that name.
Why are you doing that?
What have I done?
Ambassador, touch on that name. Touch on that name.
You are giving your
Mahama.
Yes.
Went to the World Bank and he was given an overview.
Yes.
He didn't go there in his capacity as a former president of Ghana. He went there as an envoy of the Africa something. And he was reciting the general impact of COVID and Ukraine war on economies of Africa.
Yes.
Was he right or wrong?
With Ghana included.
With Ghana included.
Sure.
But Ghana's situation can be isolated.
Really?
In terms of the numbers compared to the other countries who are making the IMF were making these claims for. Do you understand what I'm saying? If we do a proper and honest assessment of Ukraine-Russia war and we do COVID, we will see that all the lies we've been saying for the past 8 years are hollow. Obi, let me end on this. You remember that around 2019, there was a committee that was set up to check on the free fall of the cedi.
Yes.
That are not COVID about.
No.
That are not Ukraine war not started. So what are you talking about? So what are you talking about?
No, so boy was
I am saying, see,
me time aso.
As at today, you are leaving this country a total debt of about 600 billion cedis. As at today, I speaking to you, you have destroyed our water bodies. 120 billion.
Okay, water bodies are kaho eniema kufado
that is waste of money.
What you say? That is